Hey everyone, Effie here. Today we're kicking off day one of our fall 2020 release. We have a total of 23 new stamps and coordinating dies debuting. We're going to show you 10 stamps today, and the remainder of the release will be debuted tomorrow. Everything will be available for purchase tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time, but there will be some stamps that have delayed shipping. I made a little bit of an oopsie in our ordering, so there are going to be just a few stamps, like about 3 or 4 stamps that will have delayed shipping. Some of those stamps are going to be debut tomorrow. So when you place your order, be sure to just make sure you look at which stamps have the delayed shipping and understand that your order will ship all together when it is complete. We won't be shipping any orders out piecemeal. So just be sure to note which stamps have the delayed shipping notation. All right, let's get started. The first set that I'll introduce is our Rose Label stamp set. It is a 9 by 12 inch photopolymer set. It's a grouped layering stamp set. Our grouped layering system is currently patent pending, and what's great about this system is that you can just match up the bars and squares to easily and effortlessly align your layers. So our Rose Labels has these 3 floral layers, and then you have 2 additional foliage layers. All you need to do is line up the bars and squares. It's so easy and quick. You don't even have to think. Just choose your favorite ink colors, layer them up, stamp them up, and then you have these beautiful panels. How gorgeous is this? These are so easy and quick to stamp. You're going to see that there's the empty areas under these 2 elements, and you can stamp the stems with these 2 individual stamps here. But what I would recommend is that you stamp the stems after you die cut the panel to make sure that the die will align with the stamped image. And here is the coordinating die for our Rose Labels. It is available for purchase separately, and you can see how easily it lines up with the stamped panel, and it will cut out all of the images at once. It's so easy, so simple. I love the set. I've already gone ahead and stamped a bunch of these in a combination of our layering inks. Our layering inks are specifically and specially curated to layer beautifully because we have a really beautiful collection of layering stamps. This particular panel is one of my favorites in regards to color palette because the deep red tones make these florals perfect for holiday cards. And this is a really great way to stretch your stamps. So our Rose Labels is a beautiful floral stamp, not really something that you would think you can use for a holiday card, but if you use the right color palette, you can transform your non-holiday floral cards your non-holiday floral stamps into sets that you can use for your holiday cards. I'm just going to die cut this panel to show you guys how easy it is to use our grouped layering stamps. The stamping itself is really, really easy, so I just wanted to show you how to die cut. How great is this? So after you die cut, just stamp the stems and you're good. I'm going to put these away and let's introduce our next 2 layered rose stamps. This is our Regal Rose. It's a 6 by 8 stamp on the left, and then on the right we have our Summer Rose stamp, which is a 6 by 6 photopolymer set. Both sets have 3 layers for the florals, and then for the Regal Rose on the left, you have 1 layer for the greens or the stems, and then on the right, for the Summer Rose, you have 2 layers for the foliage bits. Both stamp sets also have the coordinating dies, which are available separately, and you can see how easily they layer over the panel to easily die cut all 3 images at once. The 2 large florals in these sets are larger versions of the roses found in the Rose Labels. And here I've created a bunch of Rose Label die cuts for future use. I plan on using them for cards and scrapbooking projects. Next up is our Leaves stamp set. This is a 3 by 4 inch photopolymer set. It features 2 grouped layering stamps. All you need to do is match up the squares and you get this two-step leaf layering panel. It's a very simple stamp set, but it's kind of a basic that you can use in your stash because I find that I always need more foliage bits than florals. So this is a great basic to have in your stash if you want to mass produce your foliage bits. And here's a coordinating die which will cut all 4 leaf images at once, making it really easy to mass produce those leaves. Next up is our 2 outline image stamps. They're both fall themed. This is our harvest pumpkin, and then the other one is our fall bouquet, because I can't leave out you colorists out there. For our harvest pumpkin, you have this beautiful large whimsical cluster image, and then you have 3 individual pumpkin leaf images. There are also 2 sentiment stamps that are in this set. Coordinating dies for both sets are available separately. For our harvest pumpkin, the die collection has 4 dies, 1 die to cut out the large cluster, and then 3 dies to cut out the 3 leaves. For our fall bouquet, you have the 1 single die to cut out the large cluster image, and then you have the additional die that will cut out that thankful sentiment. And the last 4 grouped layering stamps that I'll introduce today are our layered pumpkin stamp set. We have 3 6x8 photopolymer sets and then 1 4x6 inch photopolymer set. For 3 of these layered pumpkin stamp sets, you have 3 body layers and then an additional layer to stamp the stems. First up is our round pumpkins. This is a 6x8 stamp set. When you finish layering everything, you end up with 3 beautifully layered round pumpkins. Next up is our 6x8 inch Ella pumpkins, and after you stamp out this beautiful set, you get a panel of 3 beautiful pumpkins. If you need details on all of the inks that I've used on the panels and projects that you see in this video today, be sure to head over to our new release blog post for all of those details. I will link it in the description box below. Next up is our Thankful Gourds stamp set, and what's different about this 6x8 inch set is that you have 2 main body layers and then 1 smaller stamp to stamp the stems of the gourds. What's great about this stamp set is that the images that are featured, you have these beautiful squash or pumpkin leaves and tendrils that you can use to supplement your fall themed clusters. Lastly, we have our 4x6 butternut squash stamp set. This is similar to our round and Ella pumpkins, where you have 3 body stamps and then 1 stamp for the stems. And then this is how these look when they are all layered up. And this panel was stamped using a combination of our citrine layering inks. Next, I'm just going to die cut a panel of our Thankful Gourds to show you how easy and awesome these grouped layering stamps and dies are. Next, I'm going to show you guys a few of the projects that I created for day 1 of our fall 2020 release. Here I have 3 cards that I made using our newest layered rose stamps. This was created using our rose labels, and then there are some additional holiday elements that you see tucked into the florals that will be debuted tomorrow, so stay tuned. And also you can see the sentiment here. This is part of our Easy Expressions holiday stamp set that will be released tomorrow, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are looking forward to this because our Easy Expressions collection has been extremely popular since we debuted it a few months ago. So stay tuned. Be sure to stop by our blog tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time to check out the rest of our 20 plus stamp fall 2020 release. For these 2 cards, I use a combination of the Regal Rose and Rose Label stamp die cuts. You can see how large the Regal Rose is in comparison to the Rose Labels. And here, this is the floral from our Summer Rose, and you can see the size comparison on these cards. Next up, I have 2 cards that I created using our Fall Bouquet and Harvest Pumpkin stamps. I stamped and colored these images with Copic markers, and then I die cut them and used them on my finished cards. And then for these 2 cards, I used a combination of all of our layered pumpkin stamps. For this, you can see the foliage border die cut in the background, and then our many sentiments holiday dies was used to create the sentiment. for the next card. Similarly, I used the foliage border die cut in the back, and then these berry branches that you see in the back, these are going to debut tomorrow. That's it for day one of our fall 2020 release. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have a favorite from the 10 sets that I introduced today, let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to head over to our blog to check out all of the inspiration created by our team for day one. And also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel because I update it regularly. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!